Welcome to this installation video series on Select cellular exteriors. The Select system includes the siding panels, starter strip, inside and outside corners, 1x material like 1x2s, 4s, 6s, and 8s, and an array of trim pieces like crown moldings and sill noses. But before we get into the actual installation of the products, there are a few key details that we need to review. First, Select siding and trim is manufactured of cellular PVC. And like all PVC, cellular PVC expands when it gets hot and it contracts when it gets cold. Therefore, we need to make sure we're always managing this movement when we're installing it. Thinner parts, like the siding panels, must be able to expand and contract freely, so we fasten them loosely, whereas the movement of thicker parts, like the trim, is managed differently. We'll assemble the trim in a way that allows the entire assembly to move as a whole. We can then hard fasten it with screws. Keeping in mind this fundamental principle of PVC, and because the siding panels will be able to move freely, with few exceptions, anywhere the panel terminates, the end needs to be hidden. In other words, it needs to be in a pocket behind the trim. That way the panel can expand and contract out of sight. To create these pockets, we'll just pad out all the trim using a 1x2 furring strip.
The next important detail to note is that because Select siding panels lock together at the seams, the movement of the siding courses compounds. Therefore, panels can be installed continuously up to only 60 feet. Walls with continuous courses longer than 60 feet need to be broken with an expansion joint. This joint can be constructed out of trim. Make sure the pocket is at least 2 inches deep on both sides. And lastly, we recommend the following sequence when installing your Select project. First, the water-resistive barrier and flashings. Next, furring strips for all the trim and outside corner posts. Inside corner posts. The starter strip for the siding. The siding panels themselves. And finally, all window, door, and other trim. Now let's get started with the installation.